Hi guys, it's Carol. Remember yesterday I told you it was my grandson's... The dogs. Let's try this again. Yesterday was my grandson Mason's 21st birthday. And last night I was thinking about something that I wrote about him when he was 18 years ago. And so this is kind of like a journal entry. I thought maybe it's time that I could share this with him. He has a sense of humor. So I'm going to read it to you. Now this is going to be kind of choppy because I'm trying to leave out some people's names and stuff, but bear with me. My life has always been crazy. Okay. I was expecting some friends to come over. They were supposed to be there at 4 o'clock. This was when I worked full time, but on my days off, I would keep my grandsons. Travis was 2, Mason was 3, barely. Okay. I had some friends that were going to come over at 4 o'clock. I was really anxious to have them come. And then they called. They were stuck at the doctor's office. It was going to be a little later. Okay. Well, amazingly enough, with Mason and Travis there, I had my apartment all cleaned up at 4 o'clock. And it was still clean when they got there at 5. That in itself is a miracle. Now, I had told my grandsons, these are 2 and 3, that I was going to have some company. And while I had company, they needed to look at books or play quietly just for the 15 minutes or so she was going to be here. They had been playing so nicely all day. I was confident they would be extra good while my friend was here. However, obviously that little talk just tipped them off that they wouldn't have my attention for 15 minutes. And they just better be thinking of everything they ever wanted to do, but Grandma would say no. They had an hour to think about those things. By 4:30, they wanted to take their ball in the grass outside my apartment and play. No, we can't go outside. We're waiting for my company. Repeat that about 17 times. Finally, there was a knock on the door very quietly. I can't hear. I couldn't hear it. I guess Mason and Travis couldn't hear it either because they didn't tell me somebody was knocking on the door. But eventually, Max gets up and goes and sits in front of the door. His way of saying, duh, there's someone on the other side of this door. That's his job. Max was a white schnauzer I had. Smartest, best dog ever. Toby, don't bark. If somebody knocked on the door here, Toby would bark and alert the entire neighborhood. Max would just go sit at the door. Evidently, Max listened when I gave the boys the be good talk, and Max had been planning as well. He never goes out the door without his leash. He knows he has to be on a leash. His leash is in the basket by the front door. When he wants to go out, he either gets his leash and brings it to me, or he sits where the carpet meets the tile at the entryway and just waits. He doesn't sit on the tile because it's cold on his bottom. Okay, well, Max has dutifully notified me that someone is at the door, and he sits down on the carpeted side of the entryway to see who's there. I open the door for my company, and just then, Max walks right out the door like that's a normal thing for him to do. He doesn't even race out. He just strolls out the door. Well, I'm trying to keep Mason and Travis, who still want to go outside with their ball, I'm trying to keep them inside while my company's just standing there, and I don't want them to hear me yell first thing, so I sweetly say, Max Schnauzer, come back here. Max looks at me like, who are you? Then he takes off running. Okay, here I am, arms spread out like a basketball player playing guard, trying to keep the boys inside, yelling at the dog, dashing past my company. I say, hi, go ahead and go in. I'm just going to get Max. I run after Max, yelling his name, and he runs, stops until I get almost within grabbing reach, and then he takes off again. He loves this game. We play it any time I drop his leash or something. He knows I hate it. By now, Travis and Mason have come out of the apartment with their ball, and I tell them, help me round up Max. Oh, now I have 3 boys running in all different directions. I finally get them all gathered up and head back to my apartment. Mason, the 3-year-old, decides he will play like a dog and proceeds to get on his hands and knees, barking and slowly making his way toward my apartment on all 4s. Whatever Mason does, so does Travis. So here I am, carrying the dog with 2 boys crawling along, barking. They won't get up no matter how much I beg, bribe, or sternly order them to get up. We are a long way from the apartment door, 100 feet or so. Max looks at them crawling on the sidewalk and gives them his look that says, I don't know who you are. And he hides his face under my armpit. Max was such a smart dog. I finally get all 3 of them in the apartment, tell the boys to go read books or something, and I sit down to listen to my friend. 2 minutes into our visit, the phone rings. This is when we had landline. It's for Casey, who's pretending she's not home because she didn't want to visit with my friend. She might be napping. She either has allergies really bad or is getting sick and really needs some sleep. But since it's a call she's been waiting for, I'll wake her up. On the way back to the living room, I checked on the boys and stopped Travis from coloring on my new Mary Englebright desk calendar and on the computer desk with a pink crayon. Obviously, Casey's call is a short conversation because by the time I got back to the couch, the phone was ringing again. I thought Casey would answer it. She didn't, so finally I got up to answer the phone. It was my son, Brent. He was in the parking lot, ready to pick Casey up to go get my new washer and dryer. Fine, I tell Casey and go back to the living room, apologize to my friend. We get started visiting. Another 2 or 3 minutes goes by and the phone rings again. I didn't hear Casey go out and leave with Brent, so I assumed she would answer the phone. No. I figured it already rung 3 times, so whoever it is will hang up or the answering machine will get it. Remember answering machines? Nope, it keeps ringing. I'm wondering why I just didn't take it off the hook. And then I realized it's somebody who knows me because they know I can't always hear the phone ring, and so they call, let it ring 3 times, hang up, call again, let it ring 3 times, hoping I'll eventually hear it. Okay. I thought even Mason might answer the phone. He loves to answer the phone when he's not supposed to. But no, it just kept ringing away. This was the phone the state had bought me that's made for hearing impaired people. And the ringer on it, honestly, was so loud you could hear it all over the apartment building. Honestly. I'm surprised they couldn't hear it in all of the building. Finally, they quit calling. About that time, I hear Travis, who's over at my desk, where the computer is, the desk-type computer, not a laptop. He knows he can't touch that. I choose just to ignore him and keep talking to my friend. Then I heard Casey's bedroom door open. I knew it was Travis. He just loves looking at himself and making faces in the full-length mirror in there. I never realized it, but you know, adults look in the mirror several times a day, but babies rarely get the chance. I need to tell Becky to get him a full-length mirror at their house. But meanwhile, I also remember last week when he went in there, he found Casey's black permanent marks a lot and proceeded to put eyeshadow and mascara on his face. The boy lives with women. But I figure I can clean him up again, and surely Casey realizes he's in there, so she can stop anything that Travis starts to do. I never heard her leave with Brent. I can't hear. I'm trying so hard to hear my friend. She's very soft-spoken. I'm just straining. And then I hear the bathroom door shut. And I know that's Mason. He's either in there playing in the sink and he'll come out any minute, dripping wet, or he'll come out with his pants around his ankle and ask me to wipe his bottom. He's 3. By now, Travis has come back to the computer desk, and I hear the keyboard crash to the floor through the back of the keyboard tray, and I see Travis heading for the kitchen. In a minute, Mason comes out of the bathroom, fully clothed, but totally drenched, and he says, "Gwammaw, we have a problem. Travis is cooking." Mason couldn't say his R's. "Travis is cooking, Gwammaw." Somehow, Travis, the 2-year-old, got a package of chili seasoning out of the pantry and proceeded to mix it in the dog's water bowl with his hands. I always have to get scissors to open those things. I can't tear one open with my hands for anything. How this 2-year-old got it open all the way across the top in 6 seconds, I don't know. I get Travis, wash his hands, take him back to the living room where my friend's sitting. We continue to talk. I put Travis on the couch next to me. He's sitting there so still. And after a minute or two, I smile at him for being a good boy. That's when I could smell the dirty diaper. About that time, Max decides my friend has sat in his favorite chair long enough, so out of the blue, he just jumps over and goes and gets in her lap and lays down. I know she's not a dog person. Okay. Still not wanting to yell in front of my friend, I sweetly say, "Max Schnauzer, get down." But we know how well he responds to that. I'm thinking, should I get up and pick up Max? Or sit here and hold on to Travis so he doesn't go do something else? I guess I should go clean up the diaper. Besides, Max isn't giving my friend doggy kisses or anything. He's just laying there being a good boy. Max has always been my best child. Well, my friend decides she better go. So I walk her to the door. This time I was holding Max so he wouldn't run out the door. And she says to me, "Call if you need anything," pats me on the shoulder and says, "Bless your heart." That's how my life has been for 20 years with grandkids. Okay. I sure do miss Max. He was the best dog. I don't know anything else. I made it to Vlogtober number 5. I can't believe it. I'm going to go now and cook lunch. We're going to have Salisbury steak if the hamburger has thawed. And I'll talk to you guys later. Something keeps popping up on the phone. I'm sorry. It's one of those days. I'll talk to you later. Please leave me a comment and tell me how things are going at your house, okay? All right. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.